There are a few universal rules in the galaxy. Never challenge a Vraken to a drinking contest. Never ask a Brillex to smile for the camera. And never, ever joke with a Zethri Empress, especially during the rite of choosing. Guess which one I broke? I, Liam Carter, Earthborn mechanic, part-time diplomat, full-time idiot, stood in the heart of the Zethri Royal Hall, surrounded by floating arcs of blue flame and towering crystal pillars that hummed as though alive. At the far end sat Empress Velira. Her presence was overwhelming. 7 feet tall. Hair like molten silver. Eyes that glowed softly, as though holding galaxies inside them. A regal aura powerful enough to quiet even the most unruly species. She studied me with calm curiosity. "Human," she said in a voice that resonated like music through stone, "our ancient tradition requires every guest to answer a single question truthfully." I had been briefed on this. Answer with honesty. Answer with respect. Answer carefully. "What do you desire most?" she asked. The hall went silent. 100 alien nobles leaned forward. I should have said, peace, unity, knowledge, diplomacy, survival. Instead, with the comedic timing of someone destined to ruin his life, I smirked and said, "You." It was a joke. A terrible one. Nervous humor, my greatest enemy. But the hall reacted like I'd thrown a plasma grenade. Gasps. Claws raised. Wings flared. Someone fainted. And the Empress slowly stood. Her silver crown began to glow. And then she removed it. The hall erupted in chaos. The consequence of a human joke. Zethri culture was complicated, but one rule was simple. When the Empress removes her crown in front of someone, she is claiming them. Royalty doesn't do it lightly, or accidentally. And definitely not because some idiot human thought he was being funny. I panicked. Wait, Empress, it was a joke, humor, human humor. Velira stepped closer, her long strides echoing through the crystalline hall. "Your words were honest," she said. "No, they really weren't. You spoke without hesitation. No fear. No attempt at flattery. Truth unfiltered." "That's not truth, that's brain malfunction." The nobles hissed and whispered. "Is she choosing the human? Impossible. A soft-skinned, bone-fragile primitive? He must have enchanted her. Humans are dangerous, this is a sign." Guards stepped forward, unsure if they should protect me or contain me. Velira ignored them all. She reached me and lowered her head to meet my eyes. "You desire me," she said softly. "And I accept." My internal monologue. "Oh no, oh no, oh no. I didn't mean it." I whispered harshly. "It was sarcasm." "Nonsense," she replied. "I have studied human expression patterns. Sarcasm is truth buried beneath performance." Wow. That's not correct at all. Not even close. But she had already turned to the hall. By right and tradition, the Empress declared, "I name Liam Carter of Earth as my chosen." The hall roared with shock. And I realized something far worse. Zethri rights were binding. Legally. Cosmically. Historically. I had just been volunteered into an alliance, or marriage, or sacrifice, depending on which old text you read. And I had no idea which. Middle, the bond nobody expected. I was escorted or dragged into the Empress's private palace. No chains. No threats. Just intense formality and equally intense staring. The palace was breathtaking. Floating gardens. Walls that glowed like living crystal. A sky bridge that reflected the constellations even during daytime. But none of that comforted me. Especially when the Empress herself entered the chamber. She dismissed the guards with a wave, leaving us alone. "You look afraid," she said. "I've been kidnapped by royalty because of a bad joke." "Yes, I'm afraid." She tilted her head. "Kidnapped? No. You have been honored. Humans don't honor people by assigning them as royal consorts." "Consort." She blinked. "Oh. You misunderstand. Explain. Please." She approached me, her expression surprisingly gentle. "The right of choosing has nothing to do with romance or mating." I exhaled in relief. Thank God. It is far more serious. I inhaled in panic. "Oh no." She walked to the balcony, gesturing for me to follow. When an empress removes her crown, she is declaring that someone is worthy of shaping the future of our entire civilization. That sounds worse than romance. "It is," she said truthfully. I rubbed my face. "Why me? I'm not special. I fix engines and brake chairs. That's my whole resume." She turned to me, eyes glowing faintly. I sensed something rare. Something your species hides behind humor and chaos. I swallowed. "Which is?" "Courage," she said simply. "You spoke your desire without fear of consequence. It was reckless. Foolish. Imperfect. Thanks. But fearless." She placed a hand over her heart. "My people have not known fearless honesty in centuries." I stared at her. For the first time. I understood. She wasn't claiming me. She was claiming what humanity represented. Something the galaxy had forgotten. The crisis and the choice with real weight. Before I could process any of this, alarms echoed across the palace. A lieutenant rushed into the chamber. "Empress, the sovereign breakers are on approach." Vilira's expression hardened. "They dare." I stepped closer. "Who are they?" The lieutenant answered, "A rebel faction. They oppose the Empress's rule and the right." "So they're upset you chose me?" Infuriated, Vilira corrected. "They see your selection as a sign of weakness. They will try to overthrow me before the bond is completed." The palace rumbled as explosions echoed outside. Great. Kidnapped, accidentally chosen as cultural symbol, and now targeted by rebels. This day sucked. "What do you need me to do?" I asked. The Empress looked at me with calm resolve. "Stand beside me. That's it. That is enough." Not exactly a heroic plan, but I followed her anyway. We rushed to the central throne chamber, which overlooked the city. Warships approached, firing energy bolts at the palace shields. The rebels broadcast a message. "Vilira, your rule ends today. You broke tradition. You chose a human. Surrender, or be removed." The nobles panicked. "Empress, they will break through. We must evacuate. Your chosen is the cause, send him away." The Empress raised her hand, silencing them. Then she looked at me. I nodded. She opened the channel. The rebel leader appeared, a scarred Zethari with burning eyes. "You disgrace our ancestors," he spat. "Choosing a primitive ape as your future guide?" Vilira stepped aside so I was fully visible. I wished she hadn't. The rebel leader sneered. Human. Why did she choose you? What do you possess? Power. Strength. Skill. My mouth moved before my brain could stop it. Bad humor and poor timing. The whole chamber stiffened. The rebel leader blinked. What? I cleared my throat. You're afraid, I said. Not of her choice, but of what it means. He snarled. Silence. No, I continued, stepping forward. You fear change. You fear a future that doesn't revolve around your old traditions. You fear that someone like me, a nobody, could influence the most powerful empire in this sector. The Empress watched me, pride slowly forming in her eyes. You don't want to overthrow her, I said. You want to stop the galaxy from evolving. The rebel's jaw tightened. And then, he fired. A direct energy blast. Right at Velira. Without thinking, I moved. I shoved her aside. The blast hit me square in the chest. Pain exploded through my body. I collapsed. Darkness swallowed me, ending the human who changed everything. When I woke, I wasn't dead, which shocked me. My chest still burned, but I was wrapped in soft regenerative fabric. The Empress sat beside me, crown resting on the table. You're awake, she said quietly. What happened? I croaked. You saved my life, she whispered. The palace guards captured the rebels after your extremely reckless act. Reckless is my brand. She smiled softly. Liam Carter of Earth, she said, you answered my question with a joke. I know. I'm sorry. But your actions answered it truthfully. I frowned. How? She touched my hand gently. When I asked what you desired, you said you. At the time, I believed it foolish humor. It was. But you proved otherwise, she whispered. You desired to protect me, even at the cost of your life. I blushed. That's just basic human instinct. No, she said, eyes glowing warmly. That is human courage. Human loyalty. Human heart. She lifted the crown again. This time, slowly, deliberately, meaningfully. Liam, she said, I ask you once more. What do you desire? I swallowed, feeling the weight of everything that had happened. This time, I answered honestly. I desire a future where humanity and Zethri stand together. She smiled. And I desire the same. She placed the crown back on her head and extended her hand to me. Walk beside me, human. Not as a joke. Not by accident. But by choice. I took her hand. And the hall erupted in light as the rite completed, binding our futures together. Not in romance. Not in ownership. But in destiny. And for the first time in centuries, the galaxy would change. Because a human said one stupid joke. And meant it.